All right, what is going on, everybody? It is NBA playoff time, and when it's NBA playoff time, there are usually some injuries happening. We got three pretty big ones, three pretty big blows to each individual team. You have a Jason Tatum injury, you have a Jimmy Butler injury, and you have a John Moran injury. There's a lot of controversy with some of these. I just kind of want to talk about the controversy, but also talk about how the injury affects the team, the players, the playoff run these teams could go on or not go on because of these injuries, and all that good stuff. Might do some game previews for this Friday and this weekend. We'll see what happens. If you like what I have to say, like the video. If you have your own opinion, comment them down below. And if you just like the vibes, consider subscribing. And with that all the way, let's just jump right into it. Let's jump into the easy one first. The easy one, the cut and dry one, is that Jason Tatum, Jason Tatum sustained a wrist injury last Sunday. That was the 20th, and he missed his first playoff game, game two. And the way it sort of happened was he was going in the lane, he fell awkwardly, landed on his wrist. There was no structural damage to it, so I think it was just a precautionary measure that they um they um they kept him out. They are up in the series 2-0, and they are in Orlando tonight for their are they playing tonight? For their next game. Game three will be in Orlando. I wouldn't be surprised if Orlando steals a game, but I'm definitely counting on at least one Celtic win, or another Celtic win without Jason Tatum. I'm going to say this: I highly doubt he even comes back in this series if the Celtics can sweep the Magic or even win one in Orlando and then go back to Boston, win that one, and call it a series because these they're gonna need the rest. The Bucks are the next, or the Bucks and the Pacers are playing in the next bracket below them. So who knows how long that series is gonna go? Pardon me. I read it backwards. The Knicks and the Pistons are in the bracket above the Celtics, and who knows how long that series is going to go? Because it is 2-1. Knicks are leading right now, so the Celtics might need as much rest as they can get. But Jason Tatum, just a little ding, just a little injury. So we'll see what happens with him. We'll keep our eye on that situation. Like I said, I don't think he's going to play the rest of the series. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't. But these next two are very controversial. Um, People are overreacting to these things. Um, I'm not going to try to describe these injuries. Obviously, you can see the Jimmy Butler injury happening on your screen. This is a great picture. Him just in the air, um, mid injury. Crazy. It was a great picture. This is a great picture. This is great. Um, but this Jimmy Butler injury, this John Moran injury, there's a lot of controversy with it. Um, to get right to um, the injury for Jimmy Butler, um, he has a deep glute muscle bruise and is in danger of missing Saturday's game. Um, Reported by ESPN's Shams Charania. Um, I guess yeah. Let's talk about the injury first. Talk about the injury. Um, he was going for a rebound and he got hit from behind and obviously um, fell in a very awkward position, as you can see in the picture in front of you. Um, and the person who ran into him was Ahmed Thompson, and people were saying a whole lot of things because when you watch it in real time, people say, "Oh, Draymond Green tripped Ahmed Thompson," because Draymond Green was obviously um, near the basket. You can see him sort of behind Jimmy Butler there, and you can in real time I could see how you think that, and then you watch the the replays, the different angles, and everything, and you see that sort of Ahmed Thompson forced his way past Draymond, lost his footing just randomly on the court, and ran into Jimmy Butler. Ahmed Thompson went head over heels. You can't even see him in the picture because he's Ahmed Thompson's already on the floor. So he ran head over heels into Jimmy and injured him. And people are saying, "Oh, Ahmed Thompson's a dirty player, this and that, blah 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 blah." Um, I think the bigger conversation here, and this goes into the John Moran injury as well, is that I think the word "dirty player" is just so overused. It's just so overused because freak injuries happen. Both these injuries are freak injuries. Like these are literally just like happen throughout the course of a game. They're going to happen. It's going to happen. No matter what, it's going to happen. Somebody's going to fall on you. You're going to fall on somebody. You're going to trip on somebody. Now, the intention of it is the intention ever, hey, I'm going to hurt this person? No. I don't think the intention is, oh, I'm going to go in here. When I have a moment, I'm going to hurt this guy. Who plays basketball like that? Like, the motive in the moment, and even Draymond Green, who's one of the dirtier players in the league, or I don't even think he's been dirty this year. I think it's in past years he's been way more controversial with his injuring of other players. Um, I don't think Draymond Green goes into a game and is like, yeah, I'm gonna be rough, I'm gonna be tough, I'm gonna injure this guy. Draymond Green just gets mad, and he just does stupid stuff. Very evident throughout his career, on and off the court. We won't talk about that though. I think I think Ahmed Thompson's innocent. I think he just was trying to play hard and didn't realize Jimmy Butler was so high up in the air, like actually going for the rebound, and he was jumping up to grab it, and he ran into Jimmy, and that was that. I don't think there was any malice there on Ahmed's part, and I just think it just happens. These things happen. It's funny because it's not funny. It's coincidental because you'll see some of these injuries happen to these players, and you'll see it happens time and time again. It just happens to certain players, you know. They just have bad luck when it comes to this stuff. These freak injuries. Um, and yeah, that's it really. The series is tied. Rockets Warriors 1-1. I think they're in the Bay. Yeah, they're going to the Bay. Game 3. Is it tonight? This tomorrow, Saturday night. Um, if Jimmy Butler sits for an extended period of time, I would be I would be very worried if I was the Warriors and I didn't win tomorrow night. I'd be very concerned because going down 3-1 to this young Rockets team, you might be in trouble. You might be in trouble. Um, Jimmy Butler's an integral part of this team. Their record when Jimmy Butler plays is incredible, and I think he needs to be there. And if he's not, it's going to be a problem. Let's jump into the next injury that happened last night. It was a crazy injury in the sense of um, it was preventable. Um, Grizzlies guard Ja Morant played. What did he play last night? He played 16 minutes last night, 15 points. Um, the Memphis Grizzlies almost got away with a win against the best team in the NBA, the best team in the West, Oklahoma City Thunder. They almost got away with a win. They were so close, and they dropped the ball after Ja Morant got injured. Now, what happened was, again, I'm not going to try to describe this in too much detail because I must sound crazy if I try to describe it, but it was a fast break opportunity. Scottie Pippen Jr. Um, had a wide open lane, had Lou Dort, Defensive Player of the Year candidate, Oklahoma City Thunder forward/guard, right on the back of him, and Ja Morant was trailing that whole thing. Those two players are in front of Ja Morant, and Ja Morant is sprinting behind them. Scottie Pippen Jr. sees him, tosses the ball back to Ja. Lu Dort turns, slips on the floor a little bit, so he's like at a lower position rather than standing straight up. He's sort of waist high, and Ja Morant, known as a high flyer, known as a dunker, um, does the stupidest thing I've ever seen in a while. He thinks he's Superman and tries to jump over. Um, he tries to jump over Lu Dort, and I watched the play. I'm watching it right now because I'm looking at the box score and they're playing the little highlights. Um, he this was so stupid. Oh my god, I'm watching it again. This is crazy. Yeah, fast break. Yep, and then Lu Dort slips, and then John Morant's like, where is John Morant on this play? John Morant is maybe he's way out of the restricted area. He's way out of the restricted area. I don't in any world, even if he does jump over Lu Dort, I don't think he was dunking this ball. But this is the thing about John Morant is that I think it was this season he was like, I'm not gonna dunk anymore. I'm gonna try to dunk less. I'm gonna try to lessen the wear and tear of my body. Right? Didn't work. He's had a horrible season. Um, Injuries, this and then the third. Everything's bad. Um, and I think everybody was sort of aware that this exact thing could happen at any time, whether the regular season, the postseason, where John Morant just does something stupid. He thinks he can jump over somebody, or think he lands weird, or this or that. And right now he has a hip injury. I forgot to mention that's a hip injury, so he fell on his hip. Um, and he came back in, shot the free throws. You have to shoot the free throws if you want to come back into the game. If you are eligible to come back in the game, John Morant shoots the free throws. They call a timeout. He takes off his jersey and he just walks to the locker room. And then he was done for the game. But the conversation again is that Lu Dort, notoriously dirty player. I think Lu Dort has done some questionable things in other series and other games and other regular season games. Um, but this time I don't think I think Lu Dort's innocent. I think he literally, if you watch the clip, he turns around, his left foot, he slips, so he's not straight up. If he was straight up, I might be like, oh, okay, whatever, right? He's he's at a lower level, and John Moran is trying to jump over him, and this is what people were afraid of when you're this athletic, you tend to be more prone to injuries and more prone to stupid injuries. You look at a guy like Russell Westbrook. You look at a guy like John Wall. You look at a guy like Derrick Rose. All these guys, high flyers, not very long careers. I mean, Russ has lost a lot of his athleticism and has lost a lot of his uniqueness and what made him special and what made him an MVP. And now he's on the Nuggets, and the Nuggets aren't doing too well in the playoffs this year. But that all being said, like, you have to be proactive and you have to be conscious as a player who flies high and does these things. Like, I'm more important to my team if I'm more cautious of things. I'm not saying be tentative around the basket. Do your thing, but also be mindful that, hey, maybe I should just not dunk this time. Right. And I was having a conversation with somebody on Instagram because I said the exact same thing I told you guys was people were saying this was going to happen. It was bound to happen. And somebody said, well, everybody's blaming Ja, but the real person they need to be blaming is Scottie Pippen Jr., who threw a crazy pass and put Ja in that situation, right? And the situation was the bigger situation was the Grizzlies were up. They were up so much. They were up like I think like what was it, 31 points, something like that, a crazy amount. And they they were hyped. They were the is it still called the FedEx Forum? I don't think it's called the FedEx Forum anymore. But the Grizzlies arena was bumping. It was jumping. At the time of the injury, I'm looking at it right now. It was OKC 40, Memphis 67. um, with 3 minutes left in the first half, and I can understand the hype. Like, oh shit, we're up. Let's get this dunk. Let's get this place rocking. You need to be conscious of these things. And I'm not trying to put blame on Ja and be like, oh, he's an idiot. Oh, he's stupid. He shouldn't have done that. With a guy who already has a history of injuries, and not so much like lower leg injuries quite yet, but you need to know you're susceptible to these things. And you need to be conscious of that. And you need to be smarter about it. And I think the overall conversation that I'm trying to get at here is that, like, when you play basketball, these things happen. These things will happen. And for fan bases and everybody to try to throw the blame on a certain player, be like, this guy's a dirty player, ban this guy, suspend this guy, but this, that, and the third. I think it's so disingenuous, and I think it just makes the game like just like I don't even know. It just makes it a weird place to be because it's like a guy like Ahmed who this is literally his rookie year. He has no history of being a dirty player. Literally almost no history. Like there was no like real proof that he's a dirty player. And this label's just thrown on him. And it's probably gonna stick with him for the next, well, depending if Jimmy comes back or not, and depending if the Warriors lose a series or not, it's gonna haunt him for the next like 6, 10 months. And people are gonna be like, and then when he gets injured, people are gonna be like, oh, see, he deserves it. You know, it's a weird cycle of like, well, I hate this player because he's dirty, and then when he gets injured, I hate him more because he deserves it now. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's crazy. I don't know. It's something I don't like, and I think it's important to say, hey, this guy's a dirty player because there are some dirty players, but to throw a label on a guy who's notoriously not dirty or just as just guilty by association, just is around the area when somebody always gets injured is just like amazing. It's so crazy. Um, I don't think we have to go over any games. I mean, we could look at the schedule. Right? Um, Tonight it's Boston at Orlando, and then Los Angeles at Minnesota. Two pretty good games. Um, oh, in Indiana. Oh yeah, and the Bucks are in Indiana, or the Indiana Pacers are in Milwaukee to play the Bucks. It's a very important game. It's on ESPNU and NBA TV. It's not even on one of the main networks. It's crazy. That's a very important game. Very important game. Very important game. Because the Pacers go up 3-0, the Bucks are done. The Bucks are cooked. Um, that's a video for another day. But yeah, I don't think we're previewing this. I told you guys my predictions. If you want to hear my predictions um, for the series and everything, check that out. Put a card in the top right corner. Just click it. You can watch the video in its entirety. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about these injuries a little bit. Talk about sort of the negative aspect of not martyring somebody, accusing somebody of being a dirty player when they're not, um, and all that stuff. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.